I was looking back on some old footage that's going to be in this vlog, and I'm like, if I put this in my vlog, my dad is literally gonna hate it, because it was so dark, you know, it was late at night, and I'm like, I don't know if I can stand his comments right now. Love you, Tata, but like, so I think I'm just gonna redo some parts. So we're gonna pretend like we're going back in time, shall we? Okay, let's talk about The Guest Bliss by Lucy Folly. I'm giving this a 3.75 out of 5. I did enjoy it. Folly has a really good way of doing misdirection, so she would mention a character and then starts adding these kind of details, so you would look away from that character when in reality that's the person you're supposed to be following. Oh yeah, by the way, someone dies in here. Murder, mystery, thriller. Not a spoiler, but you don't know who until the very end, which I found very intriguing. This book follows about 5 different point of views, and I thought, oh, it's going to be one of those people, oh, it's going to be this side character, so you really didn't know, which I found very cool. I did not expect the ending. That ending was pretty dramatic, if you know what I mean. Lights out. You'll know when you get there. But yeah, so I'm definitely interested in picking up more of her works, because this is the only one that I've read by her, and she has a few other ones that are pretty popular. Let me see if they have a list in the front. Yeah, The Hunting Party. That's the one that I want to read. And people do mention that The Hunting Party is kind of similar to The Guest List, because instead of getting stuck on an island, you're kind of stuck in the woods, I believe. So people kind of give her shade for like, oh, you know, it's like the same book. But one of the reasons I want to read that is to see if, basically, if I follow the plot of this book, will it lead me to the murderer or killer or whatever in the other book. If not, maybe Folly just is good at isolation settings, which is fine. I like those books too. Like, if you ever read No Exit by Taylor Adams, chef's kiss. That book is amazing. Anyway, so that's one of the books that I read. Then the other book that I basically read in one day. Literally the minute after I bought this, I came back home and started reading it, and then I finished the last 30 pages after, actually not even after, just in between my classes. And that is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. This book is a freaking 5 out of 5 stars. It is amazing. It is so emotional, gut-wrenching. Honestly, I wish I recorded myself reading this, because there were moments where I almost started to cry. I was gasping. I was covering my face because I just could not believe what I was reading. This is about a girl named Enchanted, and she wants to be a musician. Not a musician, like more of like a pop star. Not even pop star. She just wants to sing. And so she goes to this audition. She kind of tricks her mom into letting her go. And then she meets a famous singer named Corey. And Corey is 26 years old while Enchanted is 17. And she's just so infatuated by him. Not only because he looks gorgeous, but he's in the music industry. And she wants to pursue that. She wants music to be her career. And it's kind of about a 26-year-old, I'm not 100% sure, kind of preying and manipulating the 17-year-old girl, and it is gut-wrenching. Please, if you're going to read this, watch out for the trigger warnings. What I love about Tiffany D. Jackson is she actually has a content warning in the front of the book, which I really appreciate, because sometimes it is hard for books to really tell you what's going to be in them, and some things are more triggering than others. So I really like how she did the main trigger warnings up in the front of the book where you can easily see them. But yeah, this is such an emotional story, such a powerful story. I would highly recommend reading this if you can. I'm definitely going to be picking up more of her works, because this is the only one that I've read from her, and it is phenomenal. So, yeah. 5 out of 5 stars. One of my friends is going to be borrowing it. I even wrote on little tabs in the front, just because, yeah, I'm already planning on doing a reread, maybe in summer, and I definitely want to annotate, or at least tab this up. I want to kind of show the points where Corey is starting to manipulate Enchanted, and kind of the points where Enchanted is starting to see that manipulation and is like fighting against it. I think that would be really good to annotate, and yes, highly recommend this book. And then that's going to be the wrap up of the books that I read this month. So far it is February 12th, and I have read 2 books, and I'm currently in the middle of 3. Actually, I cannot remember. Did I read I Killed Zoe Spanos this month, as well as A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I can't remember. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to update you. Tata, this redoing of the vlog is for you, so you don't yell at me because of the lighting. Thank you. Hello, hello. Good morning slash almost. Oh, nope, it's 1 o'clock. That is not the morning. So I just finished with my classes. So last night I slept terribly. So I skipped my first class, which actually I'm so glad I'm updating y'all because I have to email my professor. Yeah, but I skipped my first class, and then I just emailed all my other professors and told them that I was just going to be doing class from home today, basically just doing Zooms, which all of my teachers are very understanding, especially like with the pandemic and all that stuff. So I just logged into Zoom, and yeah, it was all good. I want to update you on my reading. So I'm currently in the middle of Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I'm on page 78, and I'm really enjoying this book. I'm just finding it super fun. I'm finding Stevie, the main character, to be somewhat relatable, yet I'm also kind of annoyed at her. Just because she's the type of person that, like, knows so many facts off the top of their head, and I personally don't know anyone like that, so to me, it doesn't seem as realistic. But I can tell that the reason why she knows all this stuff is because she does a bunch of research, and, like, investigating is one of her, not even one of her favorite things, it is her favorite thing, and she just, like, she likes murders. So I just find her a tad bit annoying, but yet I understand why she's doing that. So I like how the book kind of follows two different timelines. It follows Stevie when she's at Ellingham Academy. Jeez, that is a mouthful. Say that 10 times fast. But it follows Stevie when she's at the school, as well as in the 1930s, I believe 1936. Let me double check that. Yeah, 1936, when the founder of the school's wife and daughter were kidnapped, and then they were held hostage for ransom. So it follows those two different timelines. So I kind of like that because it kind of breaks up the monotony of just one single story. I've been liking how books have been like that. One book that also kind of follows like a before and after is Grown, which I would highly recommend. One of my favorite books. One of my all-time favorites. I already ordered the box set trilogy for this, so when I get that, I will be returning this copy and then just keeping the other one, since it was cheaper to get the 3 than purchasing them separately. And I can already tell that I'm really gonna like this series, so I just thought I would bite the bullet and just do it now. But she says after she just bought 7 books, but I do wanna kind of slow down on my spending. I'm already telling myself that I'm not going to be buying any more manga until I catch up with some series. So I'm planning on doing a manga march, which you guys can definitely join me. But that's going to help me with catching up on some manga and making sure that I'm not just buying the next couple books and not even reading them. Right now I'm in the middle of Black Butler Volume 3. That's kind of my book in between, or when I'm just kind of chilling and like don't really y'all, it is currently February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, we good. So I busted out my grandma's sweater, and my brother and I, we actually went to Half Price Books. I had to bribe him with some Andy's ice cream, but you know, it was worth it because, I don't know, it was nice hanging out with him, and plus his birthday is tomorrow, so it was a little treat him, which was perfectly fine. And I think you just got a spoiler of some books. Let me put this away because my shelves are such a mess behind me. I'm planning on reorganizing them today. So yeah, but I want to talk to you about the books that I bought from Half Price Books. I bought 5. every single time I say, oh, I'm gonna stop buying books, blah 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 blah, it never happens, you know. I'm trying, but they did have, actually they didn't even have like a Valentine's Day special. I just had a coupon from a calendar that they give out like at the end of the year, so I used that. But anyway, let's get on to what I picked up. So the first book that I have is The Stand by Stephen King. I'm trying to get through more of Stephen King's works. One of my favorite booktubers, Noelle Gallagher, highly recommend her, check her out. She is really into like thriller books, but she also reads a lot of other ones. Like one of her favorite books is The Hating Game, which is a romance. But yeah, so she's kind of gotten me into reading Stephen King. So I picked this one up because this one has been going around BookTube lately. So this one is about a world which has a pandemic. Something happens in a laboratory and then all of America is affected. Kind of sounds familiar for the time right now, you know, because coronavirus. But yeah, so I'm excited to pick this one up. It is a bit of a chunker, but I do like this edition. It just feels really nice, and like it's not like floppy, but it's not as stiff as other paperbacks. So yeah, it was a bit on the pricey side, but you know, I'm trying to collect Stephen King's and I like different editions, so yeah, I got this one. Then I got Salem's Lot by Stephen King as well. Noelle, I believe this is one of her favorite or more well-liked Stephen King books, and my mother is calling me. Yeah. Books. What else, Mother? Let me read the back for you because I don't really know how to explain it, and I don't even think the back really explains it. But it says, Salem's Lot. The town knew darkness, but no one dared talk about the high, sweet, evil laughter of a child and the sucking sounds. I believe it's going to be like a witch novel, which I'm pretty excited about because I haven't really read a lot of those, but I know he's like the king of horror, so I'm excited to get to this one. Then, if you guys don't know, I think I read Misery in January, otherwise in December, but I love Misery by Stephen King, so I found this edition, which is really cool. I've actually never seen this one before, so I saw it and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy it, because it was only for $3 plus the coupon that I had off, so it wasn't that bad. And I don't know, I'm just like, not only do I read books, but I like collecting books, and I like collecting editions of my favorite books. So I saw this one and just, I couldn't resist picking it up. For my last like horror thriller book that I got, I have Final Girls by Riley Sager. I've actually never read any of Riley Sager's books, but I don't think this one's as popular as Lock Every Door and Home Before Dark, but the premise to me does sound interesting, so I think I'm going to read this one first before I move on to his other works, just so I'm not like even more disappointed. But this follows a girl named Quincy, and she is considered a final girl, meaning that she has survived like a traumatic event / murdering. She went, I believe, to a cabin in the forest with 4 of her friends, and she was the only one that came back alive. So Quincy, Sam, and Lisa are considered final girls, and it turns out that Lisa, the first girl, gets murdered, and then Sam comes to Quincy's step and starts talking to her and telling her all this stuff, and I believe it's about Quincy like talking to detectives, leaving things out, figuring out what's happening, and if what happened in the woods is going to come back to haunt her or maybe even kill her. So I'm excited to pick this one out. I don't have like the biggest high hopes for it, but yeah. Originally, when I saw it, I was debating, do I pick it up or not? But it is a Book of the Month pick, and it was only $8, and I am subscribed to Book of the Month, but their add-ons are actually $10, so it was cheaper if I got it now, which, you know, I don't hate. I like books, so there we go. And then the last book that I picked up is The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons, or Simmons. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But this is a historical fiction book. It follows a girl named Tatiana during the time of Hitler, and it's like, it even mentions at the bottom, it's a historical love story. It's about Tatiana falling in love with Alexander, who is an officer in the Red Army, and I believe her family's against it because they're going through all this hard time stuff, and apparently Alexander has a secret that he wants to make sure it doesn't get out. And it just sounds good, and when I get in a historical mood, I go all out. So I'm excited for this one. Hopefully I get in the mood soon. And this is a bit of a chunker, so yeah. But those are the 5 books that I got. And today I definitely want to organize my shelves because they are looking like such a mess right now. I kind of have a rough plan of how I want it, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I'll make sure to film that when I do though. But yeah, I guess I'll update you on anything else that I have. I'm still only 100 pages into Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I'm still really enjoying that book. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned this, but I actually got the box sets. The thing that kind of bothers me is that the two last books kind of have like a little tear in the corners, but otherwise, you know, for the price, it wasn't that bad. And yeah, I'm excited to keep on reading Truly Devious and then moving on to the rest of the series because I'm really enjoying it so far. So now I have a little young adult thriller section, which I'm loving. And yeah. Hey y'all, it's Talia, and today is February 28th, and I have not updated y'all in a hot minute. Just school got to be a mess, and I just didn't have any motivation to film. But I am planning on getting back on track, so today you will be seeing a vlog, as you can tell because you're watching this vlog right now. But I just wanted to update you on some books that I have not mentioned that I have finished. So the first books that I have finished is Truly Devious, The Vanishing Stair, and The Hand on the Wall, all by Maureen Johnson. This is a murder mystery YA thriller series. It is phenomenal. I finished all of these, one each in a day. They were really, really good, and I highly recommend them if you're looking for a YA thriller. I also read Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. This is about 4 authors who are set to have an interview in a haunted house, but things don't go as planned. As you can kind of see from the synopsis, some spooky things happen, and yeah, it's kind of about what happens to the authors at the night of the haunted house, but then it also follows them in the couple months after that and them trying to figure out what to do now. I have also finished Kiss My Cupcake by Helena Hunting. This is about a girl named Blair and a boy named Ronan. And Blair, she's like this super sweet girl. She owns a cupcake shop. And right next to her cupcake shop is like this really masculine axe-throwing bar owned by Ronan, and it's kind of about them being, you know, haters to lovers. And then currently I'm reading The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai, as well as listening to Scarlet on audiobook. Both of them are just like kind of super light, especially this one. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to continue on with The Dating Plan. I'm not going to DNF it completely. I'm just kind of still in the mood for a horror thriller, so I'm going to look into that. I just wanted to wrap up this video. Hope you guys had a great February, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!